We got some Lions news for you folks today. That happened over the weekend about some players being placed on some lists, some injury lists, and we got some bold predictions that came from All Lions Fan Nation. 6 of them. I want to go over it because I think it's very interesting for what they were talking about. But before we get into today's video, if you think it's a smart and sound idea to go ahead and attach yourself to a giant hook, become real human bait for Shark Week in shark-infested waters in the ocean, go ahead and subscribe to my channel because we talk all things Detroit Lions news and rumors. Sometimes being a Lions fan, you could get eaten up. Also, take that like button with you, attach it to you, let that shark kill it. Let's get in today's Lions news and predictions. No question here. I think everybody knew that this was going to happen, that Detroit Lions rookie Jameson Williams would be placed on a injury list. No one expected him to be starting training camp anytime soon because of the injury that he sustained in college. The Lions went into the draft understanding that, so he got placed on the NFI list. We're going to talk about what that means for him, when he can return, and all of that. But I'm suspecting with Jameson Williams, this one's going to last into the regular season. It could be different from the other players because they want to take it slow and they understand the importance of having Jameson Williams good to go, not just for this year, but for many years, as he is a massive building block for the Lions going forward. But I got a question for you. I want you guys to answer and be honest. Are you guys worried about the Lions' injuries so far that we've sustained? Last year was Cheeks, injured all the time. This year, we had quite a bit of injuries and players placed on the PUP list and the NFI list. Let me know in that comment section if you're worried. Let me tell you about all the folks that are injured here real quick. On the PUP list, you got Jerry Jacobs. There was no issue there. Everybody knew he was probably going to be placed on the PUP list. Something that many of us talked about because he got injured late last in the season. And hopefully he's good to go, recovery. We'll talk to him about that in about a week in person. Romeo Okwara was placed on the PUP list as well. I think somewhat expected that. He needs to get healthier. No doubt about it. He needs to be a big part of the season. But Joshua Paschal, the Lions' second-round pick, is on the PUP list as well. Now, he got injured in minicamp. That sucks. That really does suck. NFI list, Jameson Williams. We just talked about that. And Natrez Patrick for them. What does that mean? When can these guys return? The NFI and PUP lists work essentially the same. Players placed on the preseason PUP NFI list are eligible to come off the list and participate in camp anytime during the preseason. If a player remains on the PUP NFI list until the end of the preseason, teams have an option to place those players in the regular season PUP NFI list, which means they have to sit out the first 4 games of the regular season. And it used to be actually the first 6 games. But now it's the first 4 games. Look, again, like we were talking about, Jerry Jacobs, no big deal there. But I think the 2 that suck the most is Romeo Okwara and Joshua Paschal. We need these guys to freaking be on the field. We need them to be a big part of this season. There's no doubt about it. Let's get to these bold predictions, though, because I really like to talk about what's going on here. You need to check it out. All Lions Fan Nation has 6 bold predictions that they expect to occur before week 1. And they are bold. I'm not going to lie to you. First off, Derek Barnes will be the emergent as a starting linebacker for the Detroit Lions. That's not that bold. I can understand that. Big competition going on there. Honestly, that may be the least bold of all of them. We need him to make plays. We need him to be on the field. We drafted him. He is hopefully our future linebacker starter we can continue to build upon as the years go along. We need him to be there. So that's not that bold of a prediction. But 2 quarterbacks is what they're predicting as well. That's bold because we've been doing 3 for some time. Didn't really specify what quarterbacks will be here, so that means that he'd be either Tim Boyle or David Blough. I would prefer David Blough if that's what we're going to be going into. But these two are going to battle it out. And I still think the Lions go with 3 quarterbacks. And I think they both make the roster. But I'm just one person, man. If they believe they could go with 2 and 2 essentially are the main ones, I'm perfectly fine with that. Give it another roster spot to somebody else who potentially deserves making the roster. Maybe they go with another edge rusher. They go with another wide receiver or a running back. Give it to the best 53/55, and I honestly believe that we don't have 3 best quarterbacks. Should the Detroit Lions go with 2 quarterbacks? Y for yes and N for no? Let me know in the comments section. What do you think about this one? I'm curious to see what you guys think. I say go with 2. Let me know what you guys think. 2 other bold predictions here. They have that 2 undrafted rookies will make the team. That's actually really bold because there's a lot of quality players on this football team. So I think that's absolutely bold. I don't think 2 will make the team. I think 1, we're talking about Khalil Pimpleton potentially, Okudah, the offensive line, in the edge rusher as well. Those guys are going to battle it out. You also go Bell. I don't think 2 make the team. I only think 1 make the team because we have a lot of players that's battling it out. And we're talking about, you got Khalif Raymond or Cephas. You also have Jefferson. You have a lot of good edges, defensive linemen, and secondary. I don't think that's going to happen. It's just more talent on this team than we've had last year. And I know in the years past we get undrafted rookies, but I think this year it's going to be a little bit different. Maybe 1 does make the team, maybe none. I think that's probably more likely. He has Jermar Jefferson being cut for the Lions. I'm not sure if that's I guess, okay. Like, it's a 50-50 thing for me. I don't know if that's extremely bold. I can see him definitely being cut for the Detroit Lions. Again, just like I was talking about, the roster is extremely competitive this year, and the running back room is very competitive. You got a lot of players trying to make this running back room, and I could see a part where Jefferson does get cut. You got Swift, you got Reynolds, you got Jameson Williams, you got Jason Kabinda, who I think does make the roster. Could Jefferson be that other guy? Do they go with, maybe they go with another running back? Bell? They could go with him, I guess. They could go with our fumbling man himself. I don't know. But I can see either way that he gets cut or make the roster. It's 50-50 to me. But what's not 50-50 to me is betting on the Detroit Lions to win more than 6.5 games, because that's what the Vegas odds is right now. I would make that bet that they are over. You can make some money if you do that. You go to chatsports.com/LionsBet. That is BetUS. Put in the promo code LIONS125. You get a 125% deposit bonus to make that money. And yes, I'm betting the over on that one. And I tell you what, it's way better than a lottery ticket, and it's way better than going to a casino. Bet the over on 6.5. Talk about the other bold prediction here for the Detroit Lions. And they have that Jeffrey Okudah is not a starter by week 1. So he does not become opposite of Amani Okwara. I think that's very bold. Because where you drafted him with the 3rd overall pick, the expectations is him is to be the opposite of Amani Okwara. And if that does not occur, the fan base is going to be upset. Not at Dan Campbell or any of that, but they'll be upset at Jeffrey Okudah. And of course, Matt Patricia and Bob Quinn, like we have been. That would be extremely bold. And if that does occur, I would expect him to probably be traded before the trade deadline. But the competition at cornerback is very high right now. Extremely high. So if they're not caring about draft position, they just want the best 11 on defense, it's possible that Okudah would not be starter. And somebody else in there like Melifonwu, or if Jerry Jacobs gets healthy and gets in there. It's possible. But that would be a absolute bold prediction and a big development if the Detroit Lions do not have Jeffrey Okudah opposite of Amani Okwara. That would be a shock. Another bold prediction that they have pre-training camp is a big one. Josh Reynolds is the best wide receiver with the best stats. He continues to blow up and have the best stats this season. That would be absolutely insane bold. I don't expect that at all. I think Amon-Ra St. Brown and DJ Chark has a better opportunity than Josh Reynolds. But for him to be the number one threat, the number one guy, I would be shocked, to say the least. I understand the connection that they had, and it started last year. But in all honesty, Chark and Amon-Ra St. Brown are better options. If Chark gets injured, still it's Amon-Ra St. Brown. And at some point, Jameson Williams is going to get in there. I think Josh Reynolds is going to have his times. He's going to be productive for the Detroit Lions. But to be the number one, woof, that shocks to me. What do you think on these predictions? Let me know in the comment section. Do you think that Reynolds will be the number one threat? I'm curious to see what you guys think on this one. Folks, in the upcoming videos, you got to stick to the channel. Training camps this week. We're going to be talking about training camp, all the developments, all the information. Finally, real stuff is going to be coming out daily now. So this channel is about to get really busy. So make sure you hit that notification bell. Subscribe. We're literally 20 away from 22,700. Hit that subscribe button. With that said, folks, adios.